Irashaimase!
We are
Cafe Wild.
I'm Peachy.
I'm Strawberry.
I'm Six.
And I'm Cyrus.
And for today's menu, we will be serving up character redesign. Each of us have taken old characters of ours and put a new spin on them, and we're going to talk about them a little bit.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy.
First up on the
I'm
chopping
excited
block
to see.
is Miss Trix.
So I'll be going first. We're going to send our new designs to each other because we haven't revealed. Get into that. Here is my first initial design. I added the caption that was underneath it in the original Instagram post as a
Oh my
reference.
Oh.
She is a very old.
2016. Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. And
I love that her name means little lady. That's really cute.
yeah, I am not sure if it actually means little lady, but I really ran with it with this design.
Is this accurate, Strawberry?
I have actually not heard the name Cosette before. Who knows?
Okay.
Not
The
the
person who
Canadian.
can speak French cannot confirm.
Sorry. French caffeinators sound off. Is this a real name?
French people aren't real, Strawberry.
Oh.
Okay, so for mine, I made two drawings. One is something more rough to get my ideas down for the new redesign. So here she is.
Cute!
So cute.
The illustration that I did for her to really show off how small she is, I put her next to a flower.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Stop.
Wait, that's so cute.
That is adorable.
I'm so obsessed with her braids and the leaves and the everything.
So I wanted to read what was in the little blurb. So it says, an original character. Name, Cosette, in parentheses, meaning little lady in French. Age 19. Her likes are adventures and fairies. Her dislikes are waiting and boats. And her description is medium curly hair, in parentheses, always wears it half up, half down. She has gray eyes. She's short, which is why I wanted her name to mean little lady. And she has light skin. I think this is the only drawing of her that I have. I did not draw her too much, so I didn't really get to experiment with her. Like, you know, when you have an OC for a while, you kind of just like make up new things and like try out different things and see if it works, if you like it on that character. I didn't really get to do that because I didn't draw her at all. I didn't get to develop her personality and her style and what she actually likes. I didn't get to make her like a well-rounded character because I didn't draw her at all. This is all we have. At least I put some kind of description for her, because if I didn't, it would just be another drawing.
I like how you took like the meaning of her name and made it literal.
Yeah. I really wanted to
cool.
like, yeah. I really wanted to play up the idea that her name meant little lady. So my character, the new one, is a little lady. She's like the size of a borrower or like Ariete. So she's very small, and I thought that I was a genius for thinking of that. But like,
Thank you.
yeah, I like that. So she has the same likes, and I wanted to do the same thing where I play up the likes and stuff. So she does like adventures and she likes fairies, but like she likes fairies, like her partner. I'm going to make her partner a fairy. So
Yeah!
mhm. And I also changed disliking boats to just water instead. because I feel like with being someone her size, water can get really overwhelming and can really overtake you. And it doesn't even have to be a big amount. It'll just, because she's so small, it could just wash her away. So I thought that it would make sense if she very much disliked water. Also wanted to talk about her braids, not just the fact that I struggled to draw them, but I just thought having 2 braids would be more interesting. And I added little leaves on the end to not only make it more interesting, but to like give her camouflage when she's on the ground. In my world, in like this world that she's living in, I don't see humans as being a real problem to creatures like her. I feel like they're friends. Like humans even like build structures maybe for
Oh.
these creatures to live in, or maybe they have like a business to make like smaller versions of like human things like shoes and stuff, so that they're quality. They're not just like taking things from nature and you know. I see them as friends, and I think that's what differs from the world of Arietti, where I'm pretty sure the grandma is like trying to prove that Arietti, like the borrowers, are real. That doesn't happen here. Everyone knows that the borrowers are real, so they just kind of live next to each other. But I gave her the camouflage anyway because she does still need to hide from like other animals and stuff, like birds. They don't want to be like picked up from birds and stuff like that. I thought that her brown hair would also help to look like sticks, kind of, because the leaves are on the end. That's her backstory. Kind
That's
of
really
a little
cute.
bit of world building.
I love it.
Thank you.
I think it's really cute to imagine like humans and borrowers sharing a space and making it work instead of the borrowers having to, well, borrow stuff.
Yeah.
And having to hide in secret.
I guess I'd have to come up with a different name, but that's the only name I could come up with. I don't want to say small people. I feel like that's so weird to say.
Yeah.
Even just describing like this made up right or species.
Yeah.
So comparing with the old design, I think that original Cosette was very uninteresting to look at. She has like no specific details about her that makes her appealing, I guess. Not that she was supposed to be ugly or anything, but just like she's just wearing a dress and her hair is down. There's nothing eye-catching about her. So I really wanted to try and improve on that. So I gave her asymmetrical clothing. So she has one tall sock and one short sock, and her skirt doesn't wrap all the way around and reveals like some kind of short. But yeah, I thought that the asymmetrical clothing would help in distinguishing her from, I don't know, just not being boring.
Yeah.
I feel like with this character, when I first made her, I was just trying to create her to have an OC. So I didn't put a lot of thought behind her. I just wanted to have something. Even though I never got to draw her. Maybe I just wasn't feeling the drawing. So I just kind of left her behind. But little fun fact, the character was created in 2016. I was 15 years old when I made the character, which is high school. That is second year of high school. But I guess I decided one day I want to make characters. So I just started with her. She might have been my first OC that I was like consciously making. Like sometimes I go back into my old art and I'm like, oh, I really like this design. And then I make that character or that drawing into an OC. but like this one, she was created to be a character in one of my universes. So I like to do this thing where I revisit old art and I redraw it or redesign it or whatever. So a lot of my OCs, it was really hard to pick which one to do because I also kind of revamped a lot of my OCs. Like Valerie, she was a redesign. Claire is also a redesign.
Did you have any more like points that you wanted to bring up, Six, about Cosette?
I don't know if I want her to ride butterflies or birds. And I know I said birds are like a predator for them, but would it
there's
be
some nice
comfortable
birds.
to be sitting on a butterfly for transportation?
Probably not.
Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about Cosette. So thanks for
Yay!
listening.
Thank you for sharing.
Strawberry, it's your turn.
My turn.
My turn.
Since I found a few pictures of my character, so this is her original design based on
Oh my
the
god,
emails
that's
I
a
found.
digital drawing.
Yeah. I think this is one of my first digital drawings actually, like when I I got this tablet. And I've actually had the same tablet all of this time.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
you use the same tablet to draw?
Yeah. Here.
This is so jarring looking at this digital one.
What do you mean? It's so good. with her big ol' eye.
She definitely has features.
Mm-hmm.
I just her design almost makes me mad because I don't understand how it works. But that's okay. That's the purpose of this exercise.
The one with all the belts.
Yeah, I
When you
fell
show-
into the trap of like adding too many straps and like hair that doesn't make sense. Like, why is there just a strip that doesn't cover her face? I don't know why I did that instead of committing to it. It's fine. Here is the new one that I made.
Whoa!
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
That is
Thank
so
you.
cool.
Mhm.
This one took me like three or four different tries because I could not figure out the direction I wanted to go with, but I'm very happy with it. Her name is Corey. I don't know where I got the name from, but I have a feeling, knowing myself, that it was Google translated. Because I loved to do that as a child. She was in my like OC universe that I created in, I don't know, like elementary school, early middle school. She used fire magic because everyone had different types of magic that they were born with, you know, common childhood stuff. But she was different because the fire magic that she used was blue instead of like the usual like red or orange. But her magic for some reason was more like powerful and more unstable because I think like, you know, the flame in the middle is like blue because that's where it's the hottest or something like that. Something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Something that I came up with to make her
Like
the main character. And she,
You know, main character
she was-
things.
yeah. And I think she was also, because of that, she kind of got in trouble a lot or was kind of looked down on because she was not very good at controlling this magic. And in her backstory, she ends up getting like banished from her village because the spell goes wrong and she destroys a big part of it. And so the people are like, all right, we've had enough of you setting our town on fire. Please get out.
you need to leave.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, like, I know when she's old enough, I think originally she was like 15, but I made all my characters really young when I was young. So I choose to
Yeah.
believe that she's at least 20 now. But she's sent away from her village and she's kind of left to wander by herself. And she isolates herself to try to figure out her magic and to avoid hurting more people in the process, and like trains for a really long time, but is still not the best. I remember her being a very quiet, kind of soft-spoken character who was very kind, but with my redesign, I kind of wanted to put a new spin on her and make her like she still is like that at first, but kind of grows bitter towards other people because she is shunned so much, and because every time she tries to help, it kind of goes wrong, or she does a little too much. So I thought it might be cool if she had like a villain arc or something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I thought it would be fun to make like a morally gray character.
I like that you kind of aged the character as well,
Thank you.
with you, and you gave more of a story to them.
Yeah, thank you. Because I think I really don't remember a lot of the bits and pieces from her backstory, because I didn't write it down anywhere that I know of. I just remember because she was one of my first OCs that I made and like really, really loved. And I know I drew a lot of her. I just can't find a lot of the old art because it was mostly in my sketchbook days. And yeah, I thought it would be cool to change up her design, but her story also. And in her design, her old one, I feel like it was missing the fantasy look that I like to have in most of my designs nowadays. It suited what I wanted at the time, but now it feels pretty generic, I guess. Sorry, younger self. In fact, I think I'm almost positive that I used a doll maker to make her outfit and then just used the design from that, or like 90% of it. So I really wanted to make it more unique and original, which I think I did pretty well.
Yeah.
And I feel like it suits her personality a lot more now too. I wanted to, like, for the inspiration for it, I looked at a lot of witch and like mage character designs, a lot of D&D character designs with like sorcerers and stuff like that. I wanted to keep some of the unnecessary belts in there, but not very much. And I wanted to also keep similar colors from the old design, but make them work together a little bit more. Because my friend called me a coward for not making her hair lime green anymore, but I simply did not want to try and make lime green work with an outfit. So
Yeah, that's a bit bold.
a little bit, yeah. So I toned down the colors a little bit. I made them a little more cohesive. I wanted her to have a fun, flowy outfit that I could see as a bit more comfortable, and I wanted to stay true to her main character-ness. And give her like a protagonist type outfit. I tried to mix like angular shapes and curved shapes to try and represent how she's kind of in the middle of being good or like evil, quote unquote. Like there's some elements that show that she's kind of leaning towards being more villainous, but not quite. And my favorite thing that I did with the new design was the layers and like the asymmetry of it.
Yeah.
I struggled with it. Like I mentioned before, I went through like 3 or 4 different passes. So my friend Britt, she helped by making a paint over with like some of her own suggestions to help me figure it out more visually. And it really helped me figure out what I wanted, because I tend to make a lot of my designs symmetrical. So it was cool and a little bit difficult to break out of that too. She tried giving me just suggestions like with words at first, but I wasn't like executing them super well. And like she figured a paint over would help a lot more, which was cool. Yeah, I feel like she's completely different from how I made her when 2013. Like I found, I don't remember if I mentioned it or not, but these were found in my email, and they were from role plays between my friend and I from 2013. which means we were about 10 at the time. Like, I'm pretty
Oh
sure
my
like
God.
I made this character and I was shipping her with my friend's character, who, funnily enough, also had like the same type of hair where one eye was covered but on the opposite side. So they completed each
They
other.
were meant to be together.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
So there's definitely some more art of her somewhere. I found like the beginnings of a couple drawing meme from like years ago. But yeah, that's pretty much it. She was my first character, and I just kind of I didn't think about her for a really long time, but it was really exciting to bring her back. And I'm really motivated to draw her more and like use her more consistently, which I think would make my 10-year-old self very happy.
Yeah.
I know
It's
the
crazy
fact
that this OC is 10 years old too. Like
I know, that's wild.
I love her very much.
Thank you everybody. Thank you for listening to
welcome,
me
Kermit.
ramble about her. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna step up to the plate.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Show us what you got.
Show me what you've got.
Hand them over.
But yeah, so my character is my relatively old D&D character named Davina. Here is her old design.
Oh.
I believe I already showed you guys this, but
I
just
think
as
so.
a refresher.
Yeah.
He's so
Um,
cute.
She is a tiefling druid, which is a little bit outside of the box. Usually tieflings are not druids. It's a little bit of like an opposing thing happening there. This design is so bad. And I basically changed everything. Like, barely anything of her former self is left.
Damn.
But I like it so much more. So I'll show you guys the sketch that I have, as well as the, like, I guess like cleaner drawing I did, but it's just like flat colors still.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so pretty.
Oh, these colors are so pretty. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
I love it.
She looks so good.
Oh, I love- I just love all the little details.
Thank you. Thank you.
Obsessed with her.
Oh yeah. She's so cute.
Thank you. But yeah, this is her revamp. I wanted to keep her purple skin and her like curly hair and her scar, but then I wanted to change basically like everything else. But she's very like, before I get into her design, she is very like outgoing, and she was I'm pretty sure my second ever D&D character.
Oh wow.
And I mean, like, even my first one was not like that great of a design. It was like a very lazy design, so I feel like Vina was technically my first like full like I am invested in D&D now D&D character. Because like the first one was not really that involved, I think. But she's very sweet and nice and curious about the world, and she has a scar on her eye because in her backstory, which was a ride to read through, by the way, I still have the Google Doc from like 2018.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
That's so cool,
that was a lot. I definitely want to later on if I do end up using her for anything, but the backstory that I initially have for her is that she is like very nice. Like I said, she's very like, I guess like naive. She's just like a little naive nice girl who's trying her best, but she has the scar on her eye because from at a young age she was taken by a witch and her memory was erased, and she was raised as this witch's daughter, and she lived in a little cottage in the middle of the woods with this witch, and the witch gave her a necklace, the one that's around her neck, and the backstory is very like, I think there was more in my brain than what I had written down in the Google Doc, but I'm pretty sure the way it goes was that like she made the witch angry one day. She put like a curse on Vina's necklace, and I don't know. She wasn't very nice to Vina. We'll say that. So that's why she has a scar on her eye. She got that before she left the cottage.
Jesus.
And yeah, she I don't know why I like tortured her so much.
It's always the happy ones.
Yeah.
I did like a pretty like generic story, I feel like, for her. But yeah, and like her whole thing was that the whole like beginning of her story was that like she lived in the cottage, wasn't very nice, she didn't really like it, and eventually the witch trusted her enough to like go out every week and get groceries, and so she'd like save the money that she got from groceries, like the leftover money, secretly, and then when she finally collected enough, she ran away. But like on her adventures, when she finally like joined an adventuring party, she would always be kind of like a bad luck charm because of her curse. And so essentially her journey was just supposed to be her finally being free and exploring the world, but also trying to navigate the world when it is working against her and she has no idea why, because she's cursed.
Oh.
And you know, her whole thing in the campaign that she was in was supposed to be that like she works her way into finding herself and also ridding herself of her curse, and it was supposed to be like this super cool double meaning thing, but then she destroyed the universe, so that never happened.
Is she the one that got the deck of many things?
Yes.
Oh my god.
No. Are you kidding?
That is so sad.
I'd be pissed. Like, are you?
I mean,
This is why I didn't trust it when I got it, because you told that story and I didn't want to risk it.
It put so much fear in my heart.
It put so much fear in my heart. I was like, we're all gonna die right now. It is really bad though. But yeah, it was it was funny in the moment because I didn't really like the campaign that she was in. Like, I wasn't super into like the DM or whatever. So I wasn't super serious about it. But it was still sad to lose her because
Mm-hmm.
it was also kind of like funny in a way though, because she like is cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
she's
like of
cursed
course
to have
you'd get
bad
that
luck,
one.
and then she pulls the worst possible card in the deck that destroys the universe.
Ugh.
For any
That is
D&D
so-
players that are watching, my previous DM had used the old version of the deck of many things with that card, so that's why everything was destroyed. But yeah, she is alive and well now in my memories. And in this redesign. Like I said before, I really hated the old design. And I had been wanting to redesign her for a while, which is why I very much appreciated that we were doing this. Because she has you would not be able to tell she was a druid. Like, just straight up, if I showed you this old design, you'd be like, oh, maybe she's like a sorcerer? Maybe?
Perhaps.
I'm not really sure what you would think she is, but I feel like it would definitely not be druid. So that was the biggest thing that I felt like was missing, was literally any kind of motif or symbolism that she was her class. So I switched it around a little bit, gave her some more, like, I wouldn't say necessarily like earth tones. I feel like she's definitely more like pastel toned, but with like nature colors, like pastel nature colors is kind of what I wanted to go for. Like, I feel like when she was in that cottage, maybe she read some books about like the Fey Wild and she was like, wow, this is so great. And so that mixed with her being a druid, I kind of wanted to combine the like magical enchantedness and like unnatural colors of the Fey Wild along with nature motifs, which are like flowers and butterflies.
I can definitely see the like fairy, the fae inspiration in her design, which I think is so cute. Especially her little bow.
Mhm.
It looks like a little fairy or like a little butterfly.
Yeah. I love the little pink butterflies. It's very Fluttershy core.
Yes, it is. Honestly, she would be Fluttershy. But yeah. And then I also have like her hair in two little buns. Like, I think her hair is still like the same length as it is in the original. It's just up now, and I wanted to do the two little buns because I feel like that's like a hair trait that a lot of like cute, fun characters have. And then I was like looking on Pinterest for like inspiration, and I saw this cool thing where a character had like these like water lily looking hair pieces to make their hair look cool. So like I feel like her buns look like two little like flowers, you know, with like the petal parts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to describe it eloquently, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. We get it.
Yeah.
And then I was talking about breaking the rules earlier. I feel like she does not dress like a druid. But I rationalized that as she didn't really grow up in any kind of traditional way. Like, she is a tiefling raised by, like, I'm pretty sure the witch is like a half elf, and she only like knows what she knows through like books and stuff. Like, she's never really been out besides to like, you know, like I said before, go to her small village to get groceries.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it was okay to break the rules and have her have like such a big mix of inspirations in her design, because that would be all she knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool
Like,
that her everything about her is like breaking the rules a little bit. Like how you said her being a tiefling druid is kind of unusual. Like the fact that she doesn't look like a typical druid. I mean, she ran away from home, which is breaking the rules. I think it's very cool. I like when, how do I say, when people put like unusual spins on character tropes in D&D.
Yeah, I definitely was designing her initially and also trying to keep it in now, that like her whole overarching thing was that she was supposed to just be free and like break out of whatever she was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted it to be still so heavily implicated in her new design, so that I could keep it true, because I did think that was a really interesting thing about her when I was initially making her, about how she's kind of unconsciously trying to break out of everything that stands in her way.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you can see also, in the old design she has like regular feet. That's not a tiefling thing, so I gave her hooves because I at least wanted to follow those rules.
I always forget that they have weird feet.
I know, me too. And then I looked up a tiefling when I was making her, and I was like, oh my god, I can't do that. My 18-year-old brain was like, I don't want to draw her with hooves. And then I drew like the worst feet possible.
I know. I have such weird feelings about
so
it.
bad.
Because I'm like, this is so cute, but I also am so bad at drawing like any kind of anthropomorphic features.
But yeah, I wanted to give her more nature colors. I wanted to make them brighter. The tiefling hooves and the nature motifs is basically everything that came together to make Vina the best new version of herself. And like I said before, the inspiration is kind of like the Fey Wild, as well as like just like exotic plants, because I feel like there's also like just exotic plants on Earth that kind of have these colors, you know. So she's kind of like a mix of like unnatural, but also there are stuff out there that is natural that does look like that. Because I feel like overall it also matches her personality very well. Like I the red and like the like dull gray, like that just she's supposed to be like the nice, like cute girly, you know, like that those colors don't fit her. Overall though, I would say my favorite part of her design is both her little like butterfly belt and her lily pad hair buns, because I just thought those were such a cute addition. Because I knew I wanted to change her hair, I just didn't know how. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is so perfect.
Genius.
She is also a victim of too many belts. Like, Strawberry was literally talking about, like, gotta get rid of the belts. No, we're adding belts. Vina is a belt girl.
More belts.
More belts. Oh, and also, I made her in 2018. Did I already say that? I said I made her when I was 18, but it was in 2018. October of 2018.
How many years ago was that?
5.
Enough.
That was 5 years ago? 2018 was 5 years ago?
2018 was 5 years ago. I have been into D&D for a whole 5 years.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I'm gonna lose it.
Time is weird.
So weird.
Because I looked at the info for the first D&D character I made, and that was in April. But yeah, the 18-year-old me had some very interesting design choices. I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my goal, and I definitely want to revamp her backstory, since this was more of like a character redesign challenge. So I was mostly thinking about her like physical design, but then like I kind of like read over her backstory last minute and I was like, wow, this is kind of bad. I would like to change this. So hopefully at some point I can use her and change it up a bit and make her probably still keep some of the same elements. I think I would definitely still like her to have an interesting element, like her being cursed, but I would hopefully like to have the opportunity to play her at some point. I think it would be fun. Cyrus, it's your turn.
Let's go, Cyrus.
It's Cyrus hour.
Yeah.
I guess. So this is what she looked like originally. And
So cute.
Oh,
Her twirl.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I like didn't know what character to pick, right? Because like I said, I'm indecisive, and all of my characters have like relatively recent designs, so like I didn't know who to pick, and I was like, well, we are Cafe Étoile, so what if I just redesign Étoile?
Yay. New mascot.
This was a character that existed before us, by the way.
Yeah.
She foretold the
She
future.
foretold.
She is so cute though. I love her. She kind of reminds me of the The Animal Crossing villager of the same name.
Yeah.
Sheepy.
Yeah. So cute.
It's really not that different. She looks
Oh,
the same.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute though.
I love her.
Aw.
She
I
grew
love
taller.
her.
Her outfit
I
is
also-
so cute.
I don't know what happened, honestly. Well,
Well, tell us
That-
a little about her.
well, I originally made her when I was 17 for a close species contest. I didn't win. I lost.
Boo.
No.
But I liked her, so I kept her. But I changed her to be a dream demon.
Oh.
Oh.
So she's she's a dream demon, but she's like this sweet little timid crybaby who you like wouldn't immediately assume is looking to like cause you harm, which I think would contribute to her deadliness, because she's so unassuming.
Yeah. Like, I wanted to hold her hand.
Got you.
Yeah.
Six would have died immediately.
Yeah. Whew. I guess it's worth it.
To hold the girl's hand. Sorry.
All right.
What?
We are desperate.
I remember that it didn't take me very long to make the design. It took me like an hour, not this one, the original one. It took me like an hour to put it together. And I wanted to redesign her, initially, because, it is a toile, so, I had to, but also because, I felt like the concept was there, but it was just kind of like a unpolished design. Like, I could do more with it, and I don't think I accomplished much. Because it was like everything went wrong right from the beginning. Like, I made the usual, mood board and little fashion board that I do for all of my characters when I'm trying to, design them. And I couldn't find anything. And I kept running into this weird problem with her mood board where they would keep giving me AI art
Oh no.
for, the
Oh.
mood board. And I was like, I don't, can you stop?
Can't escape.
Yeah, and so that was, really frustrating. And then I spent 3 hours going through color palettes. And you know what I did? I picked the original one for some fucking reason, Hold on, let me show you. So I decided on the 3 new color palettes, and I liked them, but I also just was I feel like it's not a toile if I give these color palettes to her. She doesn't it doesn't feel right. And I realized halfway through I am way too stuck on keeping this character look exactly the way she is.
Well, that's
But by
okay,
the
too.
time I realized it was too late. It was 3 a.m. This 3 a.m. today.
Oh no.
And I was like, it's too fucking
Oh,
late for
no.
this. I can't change my mind now. I have to go with it. So I took the I also feel like this little concept sketch that I had was so much better than the execution and the actual drawing that I made, and I don't know what happened.
It's so cute.
So it's just
I love the hearts. Sorry,
yeah.
that is like an unnecessary point of the.
Yeah.
I just love that they're pixely and so straight.
Very satisfying.
I don't know what happened. Everything that could go wrong went wrong, and I just had to deal with it. There was nothing I could do. Which, like, I was satisfied. Like, I liked the concept that I came up with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened when I was trying to, like, draw it, but just, like, it didn't translate very well. I don't know what happened.
I think,
I mean, maybe this can be one of her, like, alternative outfits, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's interesting that you had, like, instead of all of us where we were like, we need to fix this character entirely, you had the realization that you pretty much, like, already liked her, which is also really cool. And, like, she's still the same character, but just, like, grown up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And I also really like that there's a blindfold on her. Like a sleeping mask.
Oh, yeah.
I was confused at first, but then you said a dream demon, and that made so much sense. Like her outfit just looks like sleepwear.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you really conveyed the dream sleepy part. A mimir, but deadly.
Scary Mimir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I based her outfit off of, like, I think they're called, like, the baby doll, like, nightgowns.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're like the like the form of lingerie, the baby doll dresses.
Mhm.
And I was going to try different like designs of it, but in my brain I could not, like, escape the idea of this, like, flowy, like, top. I don't know what happened, but my brain, like, fixated on that, and I was like, I can't do anything other than that.
What was your thought?
My thought was maybe we could see if, like, other people want to send in their designs and then we revamp them for them.
Oh, that might be
Oh
fun.
my gosh.
There are.
Yeah.
I've seen.
I thought it was really fun to revisit some old characters.
Yeah, it was really cool though seeing all of your guys' like thought processes for character designing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have a very not exactly like straightforward, but like consistent thought process for character design.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like seeing the ways that other people execute theirs. And like seeing the conclusions that everybody came to.
Yeah.
Whether it be no lime green hair or, you know what, this character was fine the way she was.
It was crazy to see everyone's like improvement over time and how far our art styles have come.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially you and Six.
And not only just like art styles, it's like the thought process.
Yeah.
How we went about creating the character and designing them.
Yeah. From like I relied so heavily on like doll makers and stuff, and now I feel like I can do a lot more stuff from imagination, which I'm really proud of myself for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, I still need help from Pinterest. But I can take inspiration from stuff and like make it my own instead of just copying pictures like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I also like about character designing so much now too, that because I also used to do that where I would just like kind of just copy what I see, but character designing is so much more enjoyable now because I really do just like take a bunch of stuff and put it all together that I see, and then also take a bunch of my stuff from my brain.
Yeah.
Like, it is actually like genuine inspiration now instead of like before when I made Vina. I'm pretty sure I just like took like whole pieces and just copied them.
Mm-hmm. Just like Frankenstein an outfit together.
Yeah.
Of
And it
from
like did not work
references.
because it's not very efficient when you don't know what you're doing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Smash the subscribe.
The description.
The
Smash
description.
The description.
Of
Get
course.
rid of it.
The describe.
As you would. Smash.
And also ring the bell.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Oh,
Ring, ring, ring. Top of morning.
Peachy.
Huh?
Top of morning.
I thought of something. Can I say something?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
If you guys have any old OCs, tell us about them in the comments. I want to hear about them.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can have some.
That'd be really fun.
Some OC chit chat.
Yes.
Bro,
Yeah.
why can you not talk right now?
I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, please do tell us about your OCs because I freaking love talking about OCs. I love talking about character designs in general.
Mm-hmm. I
always
love hearing
fascinated.
like the stories, the backstories of characters and world building.
And if you really like talking about OCs, you would love it in our Discord server.
Oh yeah.
Great
Which
segue,
is there's a
Strawberry.
link in the description.
But yeah, great segue.
Thanks.
Don't forget to join our Discord if you would like to do that. Also linked in the description below is the Cafe Etoile socials, as well as all of our individual socials. We got a card down there, as well as our Instagram and Twitters. And yeah, in the Discord as well, we also have some cool art events happening. Right now we have one going on for March. We'll also have one for April. Might be cherry blossom theme, but you didn't hear that from me.
Woo!
Ooh.
So, if you want to get in that Discord and, be there for our next art event, we already told you where the link is.
Get in here.
But yeah, besides that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and also turn on bell notifications so you know when our next upload will be, because we try to upload every other Wednesday. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.